Hello everyone and welcome to this new video from Free Dreams 106 channel. Today's video is very interesting because we are launching a new series of tutorials on the world of lasers, starting with the basics. In this video we will see how to create our first project with a laser engraver and cutter, both from a software perspective and in terms of preparing the machine. In particular, I will show you two free programs in this video that we can use to prepare our projects for our lasers. The laser I will be using today is the Tuca L2, a really interesting machine that I presented in a previous video. I'll leave the link above in case you missed it. But of course, the guide is applicable to any laser you may have. So let's cut the chase and get into it. Okay, so let's get straight into the action. What do we need to make our first laser project? First of all, we need to make sure we have a suitable work area to use this type of machine. Lasers are definitely not toys. They must be operated with care and a number of precautions must be taken to avoid unpleasant accidents. First, place the laser in a well-ventilated area and make sure to expel the fumes outside your room. It would be best to use a smoke air purifier that purifies layer fumes. I'll leave the links to a few models below in the description in case you are interested. Then always use goggles and, if possible, a special laser cover. In my case, the Tuca L2 already comes with a cover and goggles, so we are good to go. So, what do we need to create our first project with the laser? The workflow is very similar to that of 3D printing. First, you prepare a model, which in the case of a laser is not 3D but 2D, and then you prepare the file that our laser will read to complete the job. When it comes to lasers, the most commonly used formats are SVG and DXF. If you are not familiar with vector graphics, you can easily download ready-made files, even for free, online, or create your projects in Tuca Studio in a super simple way. The most famous software in the world of lasers is Lightburn, but it's not free. So for this video, I decided to take a closer look at two free software that you can test, so you can test the waters a bit before deciding whether it's worth purchasing another program. Tuca Studio not only allows us to prepare files to send to Tuca machines, but also provides graphics that can be downloaded in SVG format for use with any type of laser in a super simple way. Let's take a look. Here we are at the computer. As you can see, I already have Tuca Studio open, and as you can see, it is a website that you can find online, so I will leave the link below. The interface is very intuitive and the program is very easy to use. The left bar offers a whole range of tools that we can use to create our graphics. So, let's get started. To create some basic shapes, we have three tools at our disposal: the rectangle, the ellipse, and the polygons. Simply select the tool, click on the workspace, and drag to create your shape. We can also use the pen tool, which is called vector, to draw lines and arcs, and also the text to create, you guessed it, a text. Also, as you can see, it's super easy, and from the top bar you can change the position, size and angle of the shape itself. With these basic tools we can create lots of projects for our laser, and we can also add images. All we need to do is import a photo into the program and select the image stroke option from tools. to obtain the lines that form the image. By creating a completely free account, we have also the option of using the designs that Tuka makes available to us. As you can see, there are lots of them, and they are divided into categories. So, for today, I've decided to create a very simple project with you, a keychain that will be made by engraving and cutting a wood panel. Let's get started right away. First, let's create a rectangle. I'll make it 70 millimeters wide and 15 millimeters tall. As you can see, we can use the padlock to enable and disable proportional scaling. Now I'll create the hole for the ring that I'll need to complete the keychain. I'll give it a diameter of 5 millimeters. To align it vertically with the outer border, I use the appropriate command from the top bar. Before proceeding with the rest, I round the corners with a 5 millimeters fillet. Now I can create the lettering. I've decided to make a keychain with the name of my YouTube channel, so I choose the font that I like and resize the text so it fits inside the rectangle. I decided to move the hole for the ring slightly, and the easiest way to do this is by using the coordinates from the position section. Okay, this could already be a simple but very nice keyring, but I decided to add one last touch. So I widen the rectangle a little and then use the Tukas drawing library to add a gear. When I import the design, it's quite large, so I resize it and position it where it will be engraved. Now that we have our keyring, we need to set the parameters we'll need for engraving and cutting. In case of lasers, there are not many values to change. In fact, we only need to set the speed and the power of the laser. If you have no idea what parameters to set, the manufacturer's website will usually provide values for different types of media, such as different types of wood, different thicknesses, acrylic, and so on. If you have a Tuka laser, you can prepare the file directly in Tuka Studio by selecting the material and sending the file directly to the laser once it is connected to the PC. If you want to change the suggested values, you can simply click on the layer and a panel will open where you can set the parameters you like. As you can see, there are three options with lasers: line, fill, and cut. In fact, with the laser we can both engrave and cut. So line will be used to engrave only the edges of our designs, fill to engrave the inside of the figures, and cut to cut. If you have a different type of laser, you will need to download the SVG file from Tuka Studio and use another software to generate the G-code. Many companies offer proprietary software, but one option that generally works well is Laser GRBL, which is also compatible with Tuka machines. To download it, you can simply go to the official website and download the installer to launch. Once the program has downloaded, an interface similar to the one you see on my screen should open. Here you can import your SVG files, and once you open the file, a window will appear where you can set the parameters. By clicking on the eye, we can change the type of machine and material we are using. If you cannot find your exact model, you can select one with the same power, in my case 20 watts. Then we select the material and the type of processing we want to do. The software will suggest some parameters that you can easily modify. And that's it. You can now connect your laser to your PC and send the file to the machine. Now that we have completed the computer phase, let's look at the final steps to complete your first object, your first project. you will need to prepare the laser by doing something very simple, adjusting the focus. It's a bit like leveling the plate of a 3D printer, but it's much simpler. In fact, most diode systems have a lever or screw that allow us to adjust the height of the module, and a spacer that allow us to calibrate the focus correctly. In the case of the Tuca L2, we simply need to lower the left lever, which indicates the height, and raise the right lever to adjust the distance from the material. To protect the table you are working on, I recommend placing a panel of some kind under the material you are going to cut. Obviously, focus after you have positioned the panel. For example, I have both an aluminum panel included with the L2 and the honeycomb grid that comes with the intermediate bundle. To start, I recommend using simple materials to work with, such as cardboard or plywood. This will allow us to familiarize ourselves with the machine without wasting expensive material and give us the opportunity to do several tests. To make this keyring, I will use a plywood panel with a black surface layer to create a very nice two-tone effect. We will explore this type of material in more detail in an upcoming video, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Okay, but now that we have everything, let's send the file to the laser. So these are the steps to create your first project with the laser. Of course, as with 3D printing, there's a whole world behind these machines, and we will explore it together with lots of guides and projects that I will bring to the channel. And if you like this video, please leave a like below and check out these tutorials.